Praise the sun! What a glorious chapter this was. Some may even say it stands above all other chapters. I wasn't expecting this chapter to come out so soon, but I guess nobody had the gall to keep Escanor waiting. The only downside to it coming out so early is that we're gonna have to wait even longer for the next chapter. Unless that one gets released early as well. And with how this chapter ended, I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because the cliffhanger ended up being Escanor going into the one mode again. I thought that the cliffhanger of this chapter might have been Meliodas going into his Demon King mode, but no. Stand back, Meliodas. Escanor isn't done teaching the Demon King who's the true god of this verse. Only someone such as Escanor can make the exact same cliffhanger 2 weeks in a row so epic. Wait, hold on a second. It says that the next chapter's a side story. God damn it! Why? Why, Nakaba? Why? The title of this chapter, A Man Named Escanor, is very fitting, because this was one of the most manly fights I've ever seen. The entire chapter basically just consisted of Escanor and the Demon King wailing on each other. No blocking, no dodging, just straight up duking it out for an entire minute straight. There was no interference either, as Escanor told everyone that there would be no disturbances during his one-on-one duel with the Demon King. Escanor stepped up to the Demon King like a boss and stared him down, showing he wasn't afraid of him or his scraggly beard. I like the way how it seemed Escanor was still looking down at him even though they were about the same height. They start clashing and they seem to be about even in power, though Escanor tries not to let it show by telling the Demon King that his attacks are nothing but an itch. As he said that, he delivered what looked to be the most devastating blow of this entire chapter, creating a giant shockwave as he smashed his fist over the Demon King's cranium. Escanor's trolling attempts rustled the demon's jimmies, and in rage he started firing shots back, but Escanor slammed a devastating headbutt back into the Demon King's face, smashing his nose back into his ugly mug. Maybe if Escanor hits him enough in the face, he can improve his facial design. However, Escanor's minute in the one mode has come to an end, and taking advantage of the situation, the Demon King delivered a solid blow right into the mustachioed man's stomach. But what's this? The one mode isn't actually over, and it's raging hotter than ever before! It seems Meliodas has something to do with this, as right after Escanor comes out of the one mode, he says, "Dear friend, with this, you can keep your oath." And then the one mode ignited once more. I have no idea what this oath is, but whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's Meliodas who's supplying this power, as I have no idea what else it could be but him, and that dialogue seemed to pretty strongly hint it was him. I wonder how long he could fuel Escanor like this, and the fact he could fuel him while in the one mode at all speaks volumes of how powerful Meliodas really is. My guess is that it only lasts one chapter, though. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they think Escanor is going to end up dying, which is definitely a possibility, but I don't think that's going to happen. He deserves his happy ending with Merlin, and I think Nakaba is going to give it to him. If Escanor ends up dying, and if he watches from the afterlife as Arthur takes Merlin away and cucks him, I may have to rate that one of the worst endings of all time. But like I said, I doubt that will happen. It's more likely that Escanor will tear through the fabric between worlds and divine spear Arthur right up the ass before having his way with Merlin. There were some epic panels this chapter, which is to be expected when this chapter is filled with the man whose looks stand above all others. The opening panel has him looking like a straight up roided out monster. Though his arms look way too big for his legs, that just somehow makes him look even all the more beastly. I think we should take Escanor's advice and all skip leg day. The next standout panel was the one where the Demon King and Escanor stood face to face with each other, which I already mentioned previously. And of course, possibly the most epic of them all, the final panel of this chapter with Escanor reigniting back into the one mode. It almost looks like he's turning Super Saiyan with his hair spiking up and his aura floating all around him. The Demon King looks completely stunned. Never has he been afraid while he had his fist deep in another man. Since it's seemingly going to be a side story next week instead of a continuation of this fight, to quell our anger and calm our souls, let's imagine that the Demon King is going to be stuck inside Escanor for 2 weeks straight, pissing his pants as Escanor stares him down. See you guys next chapter, and let's pray for the Demon King and his pants.